And here we are. We are live. Um, Hello, everybody. This is Sandra the Goat Lady. I know I'm a little early, as usual. Um, Here's Lafitte, my co-host, and here is Chloe, my co-host. It's going to be an interesting show. Hopefully, they won't eat my microphone. Um, but these are our little babies that we're bottle feeding because their mama passed. And so in the evening, they get to come inside. So currently, we're actually at my house. And yeah, so you're going to hear little tippy toes in the background. That's because they're still jumping around and doing mischief, right? Speaking of mischief, if you in Slidell and you want to see a cool place and want to find my products, in Slidell, go to Mischief Creation on Robert Boulevard. She now has some of my stuff, not all of it, but most of it right there. Cute little gift ideas, gift sets that I have over there, and the lotions and the soaps. Our hottest sellers are over there. And of course, our amazing lip balm. So, in case you don't know me, I'm Sandra the Goat Lady, like it says down here. Um, and maybe one day I'll talk about how I got that name. However, yeah, so what do? I have a goat farm. I have Nigerian dwarf, which are dairy goats. And I take that milk and I magically turn it, handcrafted into luxurious goat's milk skincare products. My journey started with the goats 18 years ago. And it has been a tremendous learning experience, right? So I do a different approach like most goat farmers. So I do a lot of research and I love research and I like challenges, right? So when I do these challenges, it gets my brain going as old as I am, and I learn something every day. And these goats are just such amazing animals. I love them too dearly, just as much as I love our daughter and our dog. And in case you ask, yes, we do have Zary in here, our dog, and she adopted them as their babies. She doesn't nurse them, but she does get along with them and keeps them in line and shows them what they can and cannot do. And a lot of times, all three of them get in trouble. Anyway, so yeah, so I handcraft these lotions, and it's been a journey of discovering why goat's milk is so good for your skin. I grew up with goat's milk skincare products that were alcohol free, all natural, didn't have any harsh chemicals in it. So when I moved to the United States, my skin got the rude awakening. Hey, there's actually something different than what we've been used to. So I suffered for several years. My skin had blemishes, hives. I literally did not feel comfortable in my skin. I itched all the time, and everybody was telling me, "Oh, you got to get Dove soap because it's the most gentlest." And I felt like I had to take a shower right after I took a shower because that soap just did not wash off. So when I designed the soap, I designed it the way I wanted it. I did a lot of research. Did almost 2 years of research on the oils, the different oils, the goat's milk, the not so much the goat's milk yet, but what I wanted in there. And what I wanted from a bar soap. I wanted it to be creamy. I wanted it to be cleansing. I wanted to do a nice, rich lather. And I wanted to last it for a while, right? And that's how I developed in the recipe for the soap that I was making. And still make today, believe it or not. So, with that said, once I started selling goat's milk skincare products, And I heard from people how much cleaner how much cleaner their skin felt, how it washed off so easily, um, how much better their skin looked. I wanted to know why. Why is that my bar soap does what it's supposed to do compared to the soaps that you find maybe in a store? So I researched a lot in regards to the goat's milk itself. And I found that goat's milk, first of all, has selenium. Selenium is great for sun damaged skin cells. It also has the vitamin A and D in it. Vitamin A and D encourages new skin cell growth. It has all different minerals and vitamins on top of those, but those are the most main ones. And then it has something very unique that a lot of people pay a lot of money when they go to dermatologist's office to get a peeling, which is alpha hydroxyic acid. It comes naturally in the goat's milk, except there's no alcohol with it, right? So with the alpha hydroxyic acid, what it does, it goes down in your pores and cleans it. It removes all the dirt, all the dead skin cells. And then with the vitamin A and D, it allows vibrant, hydrated skin. The natural fats of the goat's milk, and that's why I don't use tallow, y'all, because I kind of use animal fat already. I kind of use the fat that is in the goat's milk. And Nigerian dwarfs have the highest butter fat, meaning it is good for cheese making. So you have higher concentrated fat in there. So therefore you have that extra moisturization. And I have found, because I had tested my soap and the lotion on several different age groups and several different skin type, and they all came back that it was not greasy, that it was not heavy, and that it soaked in right away and it moisturizes, but did not feel heavy on the skin, right? It washed off right away, and the lotion was very, very nice as well. You probably heard Lafitte. Lafitte has a squeaky voice. Anyway, so that is so good. Now, on top of that, goat's milk is also very much like our human milk or our breast milk. So when you put it on, it soaks in right away. At least my lotion does, right? And so that means every layer of your skin gets this moisturization, gets this healing. It is especially noticeable when you put it on a tattoo, especially a black tattoo. Everybody knows that when you have black ink, it goes deeper than the colorful ink, right? And so when you put it on black ink, it comes out moisturized. Come here, Lafitte. Lafitte, come here. Come on. It's moisturized. It looks more vibrant. It looks fresh because it takes all the dead skin cells away very gently without rubbing your skin layers off. And then it also allows the moisturization to go to every layer. So it just pops, the color pops, right? The black pops, the shading pops. So yeah, I like to show it to people on tattoos that have tattoos, how fresh their tattoo looks. And they all are amazed. They look as how it's like 15 years old and it's kind of faded. And you put that on like, whoa, amazing. So anyway, when I started with the lotion, I wanted the same concept. I wanted something light. I wanted something that it was effective. And I also wanted something that, it's not greasy. The lotions that I had used in the past, I would feel like, okay, I would have to wait an hour for it to soak in. I didn't want that. I wanted something to soak in right away, but I also didn't want any alcohol. Because when you start using alcohol as in a lotion, which it's a cheap preservative, so I can understand why people use it or companies use it. However, I prefer staying away from alcohol as a preservative or in skincare in general because it dries you out. So you have that vicious cycle going on. You moisturize, but 10 minutes later it's dry again and you're drying your hands. So you kind of like defeating the purpose of moisturization and keeping it moisturized so you don't have to keep moisturizing. So with the lotion that is all natural and alcohol free and dye free, what happens? You put it on and it stays on for several hours. You find that even though you pay good money for it, but it lasts you longer only because there's no alcohol in it and it's all natural. So I wanted to show you guys this. So this is the Milkman. This is was originally started, unscented was originally started because of Grumpy Goat, because of his skin condition. I've talked about it before. And he wanted something unscented. So the cool thing about all my lotions, you can use it on your face. You can use it on the bottom of feet, your hand, all over your body. I do have a facial line, which I will go over one day. But I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long day. However, I have a lot of nurses and a lot of people that have psoriasis, eczema. I have a lot of customers that, and I call them my people because they're my people. I look at them as family, right? That have sensitive noses. So originally I was never going to sell the unscented, the Milkman lotion or the soap, until I had made a batch and I had extras, and I went to a show. I said, I'm just going to go ahead and put it aside. If somebody buys it, somebody buys it. Of course, I had like only 3 or 4 jars. They were sold out in no time because there's really a demand there. Eczema, psoriasis, it works really wonders. But what really surprised me was the fact that there were so many people that had sensitive noses and that just could not take a scent. And they were very happy to see somebody make a handcrafted soap and lotion that actually had no scent and nothing else with it, right? So I met that demand. It also works really great if you have Mountain Rose essential oils, which is the highest quality essential oil, or doTERRA or a Young Living, right? Well, they tell you to do coconut oil as a base or some sort of base when you put it on your body. However, this is then your base. So you take a scoop out, put 1 or 2 drops of your essential oil with it, and then you put it on your body. I have a lot of customers that use it for that purpose because when you have your own essential oils and you sign up with doTERRA, Young Living, or Mountain Rose, you may have several of them. So one day you may feel like I want to do frankincense, the next day you feel like I want to do the lotus blossom, I want to do lemon balm, I want to do this, I want to do this. And so you can switch your scents around as you feel like, whatever you feel like. So anyway, this is the unscented. I rarely use the unscented. I'm a frankincense and myrrh kind of person. I'm a lotus blossom kind of person. I mean, I do a lot of scents. However, just for the purpose today, and yeah, I have little tippy tappies playing with the stand. That's why I'm shaking. Needless to say, let's go ahead and let me show you. So I'm going to do my face. And so you see the difference. So you see how little I use. This is very giving. Watch. So when you do your face, first of all, you want to go ahead and put 1 layer down, right? And you see it's already soaked in, right? So go ahead and squeeze it up. Give yourself a little facial, lady. I kind of need my stand. Thank you. Let me show you how I do my facial. And you know, when you get the Gotox, I usually do that with the Gotox too. And that's it, guys. I usually do a little bit more because this is my eczema spot, believe it or not. And so then I just let that soak in. And that's it. Look how little I use. I used very, very little. When you purchase from me, you get a stirrer. But see, it's all soaked in. There you go. Bingo. I don't wear makeup. And here's the reason why. First of all, my skin's no longer can take makeup. However, I also want my customers to see my blemishes and how I transform, you know, every time they see me. So I have my regular customers know that I use my products and this is how I look. Like I said, I don't want to put makeup on because I want you to see my skin and I want you to see how it works. I don't even put lotion on my arm or my hands. So if I want to try it, want to show you how it works, I can put it on, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to put a little bit on my hands, and here's why. This cold weather out there really got my hands dried up. And so I've been using a little bit more lotion than normal, only because to moisturize, especially at night. And see, here we go. Oh, it feels so good. And probably tonight I'm going to put some on the bottom of my feet because I've been on my feet all day. But look, it's already soaked in. Look how beautiful. There's nothing greasy, nothing heavy. And as Christy stated from Christy with Tatting with Christy, she's able to work with her wool much faster because there's not residue left on her hand that could interfere with her tatting work. So yeah, so that's why I designed it. And the soap does the same thing. It moisturizes. Of course, you always kind of want to follow up with a lotion, maybe not every day, but every other day, only because you do want to have that protection, that extra protection from the environment. I have found that if I don't use the lotion, for a couple days, because sometimes I get busy and, you know, I'm like this plumber. I help everybody else's plumbing issues except mine. And I help everybody else's skin issue except mine sometimes. So I get so busy. I stay so focused what I have to do all day that I sometimes forget to put lotion on, and I can tell the difference. My skin sees nice and I'm ready to go, right? If I go out, I may put a little mascara on. I may put a lip balm, lipstick with the ivory lip balm to make it more of a shimmery kind of. So I have the protection, and I'm good to go. All these products. So all these products, and you'll even see a picture when you go onto our website at www.cageandcorral.com. You'll see a picture of somebody that took before and after picture of a child. So if you have a child that has eczema, believe it or not, they don't mind having that lotion on and that soap put on because there's no alcohol in it, so it doesn't burn them. That was one of the biggest feedback that I received from parents, that, oh my gosh, I no longer have to fight my child putting that lotion on because first of all, it works. Second of all, it doesn't burn them. So we have children as young as 6 months old that have used the Milkman soap and lotion, and they continue using it. I have adults that are using it. And again, what I tell adults is everybody wants a scent. The best thing to do is the area that you have the eczema, including your scalp. Put the unscented on, and then just take an essential oil and put it on all the other area that you don't suffer from the eczema outbreak. And that seems to be working. So they have that scent. However, on the areas that you are affected with the eczema and your skin is very stressed, then you can take the unscented lotion and just put it on. For children, because it's a 4-ounce jar and it lasts you for a while, I tell moms and dads, just put it on yourself as well. It's perfectly safe. It's not just designed for children, it's also designed for you, and you have them also very healthy and beautiful skin. And that's our my main goal is for you, to have beautiful skin. And it complements, my products complement individuals that have a very healthy lifestyle, that eat healthy, that do sports, that are more conscious about their health, what they're taking in. And of course, they want to then add a soap or a lotion or body wash or any kind of skincare that complements that lifestyle, which ours does. We don't do I don't put dyes in it, no alcohol, no chemicals are in my products. So, but let's talk about something else real quick, something fun. So we do have a goat farm. We do have a nonprofit, which is the Grumpy Old Goat, is our nonprofit. And so we do hold certain events. We're not only pride ourselves, Grumpy Goat and I, about that I built this skincare product line that I make by hand. We also pride ourselves that we are a stable in our community, that we give back to our community, and we're very proud of this. So for several years now, we've been doing something called Picnic with the Goats, and we only do it 4 times a year. And the Picnic with the Goats is pretty much what it says. It's a picnic with the goats. You bring your own picnic lunch, your own picnic blanket, and you just relax. It's a family event, so all ages are welcome. The only thing we ask that you make a donation, whatever you can afford. There's a piggy bank staying on the table, whatever you can afford. The event is on Facebook. So it's best for you to follow that event if you're interested. It's coming up in March. I think it's the second Sunday in March, that we have our first Picnic with the Goats for this year, for 2026. So make sure you sign up for it, because I will start putting updates on it and mention our babies. Yes, we do have some babies, and they're still going to be there for the picnic. So it's really going to be a lot of fun. So you can ask questions if you ever were interested in, okay, I kind of want to think about getting goats. What is the setup about? That would be a good opportunity to do that. So then also once a month, we're starting back up again. January took a rest. And so February, we're starting back up again with our Yoga with the Goats. Yoga with the Goats is just that. We're doing yoga, and the goats either their own yoga mat, and they will somehow join us. Now with the babies, more likely, you may have babies climbing underneath you, maybe jump on you, but they're very lightweight. So this event is for 9 years and up. And so this is not an event where you run around or walk around. This is truly yoga. There's people there, they want to do yoga. They like that energy that the goats bring to the yoga. And so we do want to make sure that everybody gets that relaxation, and is able to meditate afterwards. So that's another event that that's coming up. It is the second Sunday in February. And it starts generally at 10 a.m. till it goes from 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. So if you're interested, the event is also in there already on Facebook. Follow it as I post more and more updates on that Facebook page as well, or Facebook event. And then we have also another monthly event, which we started a couple of years ago, because there was a lot of interest about growing your own vegetables, having that healthy lifestyle, growing your own food, and how to preserve it. Um, and so that's our Harvest Haven Homesteading Workshop. It's coming up in February. It is February 14th on Valentine's Day. This is an entire family event. Just make sure you tell your children this is a learning environment. So this is not running around and screaming and interrupting. This is truly to learn homesteading. And it's important for us, for you and your children, to learn it so you can go home and actually do it and grow your own food. We want you to grow your own food, right? So with that said, it starts at 11. Bring a pen and paper, bring chairs, because we generally go till about 2 o'clock, sometimes a little bit longer. So this time our focus primarily on the started already quail keeping. We talked about the cages. Joe or Grumpy showed how he builds his cages. The feeders he uses, he's going to slightly go over it again just to catch everybody up. But now we're going to talk about, okay, so we have the cage. How are we going to put something in it? So we're going to talk about the eggs, how to hatch them, what to look for when you buy the machine, blah, 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 blah. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're also going to talk about beekeeping, because now it's the time to get bread and get those beehives ready, right? So we're going to talk about that. We talked about the different boxes last month. Now we're going to talk about how to get those bees in there, right? I mean, we can have the boxes, not do us any good if there's no bees in there, right? So where to get the bees, how to catch them, and so we're going to talk about that. And then it's also time for seedlings. I'm going to show you guys a very easy way, very inexpensive way, how to get your seedlings started. So we already started our growing season, right? So it's that's going to be our main focus. Of course, if you have other questions, we are always willing to answer them. But that's our main focus, that Harvest Haven Homesteading Workshop. Now, if you don't live close to Pearl River or not in a driving distance, I am considering doing a live stream that I'm going to record. And then, but you would have to pay for it. So that would be not a freebie. You still would have to pay for the stream to access. So I can send you the link. If that's something that you're interested in, email me at CajunCorral.com, and I'm going to find where I can get you guys email. Hold on. Let me write this down. Here we go. That's my email. I just put it in there. And email me if you're interested. And then if it's just one or two people, I have no problem sending you like the Zoom link or some sort of link where you can join. And I sent you an invoice so you can pay, and then I sent you the link, and then you can join that Saturday. Now, I will not do the payment that Saturday morning, because that Saturday morning, I still have to take care of all the animals and get everything going, get everything set up for the homesteading workshop. So you would have to let me know before the Friday if you want to join, and if you wanted to have a link so you can join via video call. So that's pretty much it. That's where we at. I am glad that you joined. I'm glad that you listened so far. Again, if you would like to support our business or want to see what I do, go to CajunCorral.com and check us out. You can also come to our storefront on the farm. We are open throughout the week. And this Saturday, I will not be at the Gretna Market, FYI, because of the cold weather. However, if you want to come here and shop, let me know. I will be available to open the shop by appointments only. And that would be between 10 and 1 o'clock. So let me know. I would love to have you guys come by and shop here. I will have eggs. We will have pickled quail eggs. So that's available throughout the week and throughout the week, pretty much every day. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Love to hear from you. If you have any, if you enjoyed what you heard and want to join the herd, make sure you follow this YouTube channel or sign up for our newsletter. Right, our newsletters goes out generally once, sometimes twice a month. Make sure you give me your date of birth, or at least your year and your month. The day and the month, because we do send out special gifts for the birthday month people, because we do want to celebrate you. You guys are very, very special for us. So with that said, I hope you guys have a very blessed Wednesday and the rest of the week. Stay warm out there, because it is a little chilly, at least in South Louisiana, and here we're not really used to that. And even though I'm from Germany, trust me, my body's not used to all the cold weather anymore. But anyway, that's why I make the lotion. It keeps you nice and moisturized, and make me look fabulous, right? So I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.